Since 1866, our church has gathered here in Rochester, and as our spiritual ancestors began their church services with bell towers downtown, so we too begin in song. A special thank you to Connie Schalkar, musician emerita, for being with us playing music this morning. Thank you. And welcome all to First Unitarian Universalist Church of Rochester, here in our temporary home at Our Savior's Lutheran as we move toward breaking ground. Queer and trans folks, immigrants and refugees, all of who we are and who we are becoming are held here as sacred. Special welcome to visitors and newcomers. We're glad you're here. There's a nursery open for young ones throughout the service, activities for kids following the Time for All Ages. After service, you can join us just next door in the fellowship hall for refreshments and conversation. And a special note today, while the Department of Defense this week decided that Unitarian Universalism, among many others, is no longer a recognized religious designation in the U.S. military, still here we are singing hymns, we're saying prayers, and we've been serving coffee for 160 years. So it seems like we're still doing churchy religion things. And our roots weave through the formation of this country, including 4 U.S. presidents. I don't want to recognize the Department of Defense either, but moving on, we're here. Anywho, welcome to church. After service today, here in the sanctuary is a special annual meeting where you can grab a snack from the fellowship hall and then come on back here for updates and awards and elections for the year to come to hear from your leadership. All are welcome right here in the sanctuary just a little bit after service around 12:15. Most Sundays, our offering goes out our doors to support justice work in the wider community. This month's partner is Zumbro Valley Medical Society's Medicine in the Streets, and we have a guest, or a couple of guests, to speak about their work this morning, so come on up.
Good morning, everyone. Hi, I'm Brittany Scruggs. This is Dr. Beth Kangas. Beth is that is unstable. We have a lot of neighbors who don't have insurance. And so that's where the street medicine program fits into our community and our values. So street medicine program has been around for about 6 years now. Started as an initiative through the Zumbro Valley Medical Society, or ZVMS. And the street medicine program really has a few initiatives. One is direct care, providing direct care to people who need it in our community. 2 is education. We want to educate medical students in our community so that they can provide this care when they too are leading these forces. 3 is advocacy. We need to be an advocate for people who potentially don't have a voice, and specifically meeting healthcare gaps in our community. So those are really the 3 main things. People who are unhoused or who have housing instability, they don't have potentially transportation. Maybe they don't have refrigeration for their medications. Maybe they don't have eyeglasses to see applications to apply for a job. These are simple things to us, but to them, it changes their life completely. And so there are 140 programs of street medicine across the world, and we are thankful that we have one of them here in our community, okay? It takes a lot of effort to run a street medicine program. It takes tons of volunteers. It takes equipment. It takes people dedicated to going out on the streets. So in Rochester, we have 2 parts of the street medicine program. Part 1 is street rounds. We go under bridges, we go to encampments, we go to where the people are to triage what they need, okay? We don't ask them to come to us. The second part is pop-up community clinics, and that's something that I want to talk about a little bit today, because your generous offerings will go directly to making sure that we can have this ongoing service. So every year we have at least 8 clinics. That is definitely a number. Diabetic ulcers evaluated. They can have skin checks. They're out in the sun all the time potentially. Making sure that they don't have skin cancer is really important. And then just getting the glasses that they need is really important for everyone. And so our first eye care clinic started about 4 years ago. And the reason I'm mentioning the eye clinic is because it's really become a model for all of the other community clinics in this town. We started first at the Landing. I know many of you volunteer at the Landing and are involved with that ministry. The Landing we very quickly outgrew. We found patients need this care, and a lot of patients need it. And so I was doing dilated eye exams in a closet. And so we've very quickly partnered with Christ United Methodist Church downtown with one goal: to make sure that we were going to a place where people were comfortable. They were already getting their Saturday noon meals at that location, so why not go to them? So the church thankfully opened up their entire building to us immediately to follow the Saturday noon meals. And now our street medicine program takes over the entire church. So patients come in, they get a number, we triage their needs, and then they go through stations. So for the eye clinic, they might get their vision checked, their pressure checked, their visual acuity checked, their prescription, an accurate prescription checked, and then a dilated eye exam. And so, for instance, last week on Saturday, we were there with over 50 volunteers. We saw in a 3-hour period, we saw 154 patients in this community, okay? And so these patients had retinal detachments, macular holes, macular degeneration, glaucoma, glasses that they needed that they've never had for the last 10 years, potentially. And so these patients, we are changing their lives. So out of those 154 patients, 21 of them needed extra services. Most of them need surgery. And so we have a partnership with Mayo Clinic that every clinic, we can do up to 40 surgeries and free medical care for these patients. So it's a really beautiful community. Everyone has really put a lot of effort into this. So as an ophthalmologist, it is, and I know Beth would say this too, it is amazing when someone puts on their glasses for the first time and they can say, I can see, right? And it's more than just vision, it's about dignity, right? We're giving these people the chance to see, and we're showing them that we see them, right? We see your needs and we really care about you. So every clinic that we offer, whether it's the eye clinic or the derm clinic, et cetera, we offer a checkout package. That can be artificial tears, that can be socks, shoes, bandanas, sunglasses, skincare, sunscreen, you name it. If they have a child, we want to give them their child a toy. And so this takes a lot of effort and donations, and we have been very lucky. We've partnered with the United Way. We have a grant through the United Way. We have many community partners throughout this town. But these clinics are expensive. So even the eye care clinic, we have to have lensometers and autorefractors and indirect ophthalmoscopy. And these are pricey equipment. And right now we are borrowing these equipment. We are renting them. A 4-opter is about $800 per clinic that we're renting. And so thank you. I just want to say, it's really generous to have these June offerings go to our clinics, not just the eye clinic, but all of them. And so on behalf of Beth, on behalf of our volunteers, on behalf of our patients and our community, I just want to thank all of you for joining us in this mission.
Thank you for being here. Fall, just some light beach reading on transcendentalism and social justice for you. And finally, as you may have seen in your weekly e-news, we express both our sadness and our gratitude for Shelley Rohe, who will be ending her time serving as social justice coordinator at the end of June, but will still stay part of our community. She will love all the attention she'll get in these days. But we'll have a chance to celebrate her in 2 weeks, June 21st, here at church, so we hope you can join us for that. Shelley, we are grateful for all that you have brought to our church and ministry, and we'll celebrate you more soon. So I invite you to take a breath as we enter our time of worship with these words of our minister in the 1870s, the Reverend Eliza Tupper Wilkes. May our faith in humanity and our message of hope and good cheer light our way. It's good to be together. In just a moment, the opening music, the hymn will call us back. It's in your order, the numbers in your order of service for Turn the World Around. But before that, I invite you to rise in body or spirit and greet those around you.
Today's chalice lighting words are from the Reverend Lynn Unger. Consider the lilies of the field, the blue banks of camas opening into acres of sky along the road. Would the longing to lie down and be washed by that beauty abate if you knew their usefulness? How the natives ground their bulbs for flowers, how the settlers' hogs uprooted them, grunting in gleeful oblivion as the flowers fell. And you, what of your rushed and useful life? Imagine setting it all down, papers, plans, appointments, everything, leaving only a note, gone to the fields to be lovely, be back when I'm through with blooming. Even now, unneeded and uneaten, the camas lilies gaze out above the grass from their tender blue eyes. Even in sleep, your life will shine. Make no mistake. Of course, your work will always matter, yet Solomon, in all his glory, was not arrayed like one of these. We will now gratefully receive the offering.
Draw the circle wide. if the children would like to join me, if the children would like to join, does that come through? Am I good? Okay, I'm on, good. Come on up, I have a book for you today. So you'll be able to see the book down here, or you can also look up at the screen if you can see up there. Either way. So I'm going to read a story to you today about a bear named Henry. Now, this wasn't a real bear, but this bear is loosely based on another Henry that most of us should be pretty familiar with. His name is Henry David Thoreau. And Henry David Thoreau lived life at a different pace than most of us. He liked to take his time. So I want you to pay attention to what happens to Henry today when he is on his hike versus what his friend happens to do. Really? Thank you for sharing. So today's story, one summer day, Henry and his friend decided to go to Fitchburg to see the country. "I'll walk," said Henry. "It is the fastest way to travel." "I'll work," Henry's friend said, "until I have enough money for a ticket to ride the train to Fitchburg. We'll see who gets there first." His friend waved and said, "Enjoy the walk." And Henry walked down the road to Fitchburg. "Enjoy your work," he called back. Henry's friend filled the wood box in Mrs. Alcott's kitchen, 10 cents. Henry hopped from rock to rock across the Sudbury, pulled all the weeds in Mr. Hawthorne's garden, 15 cents. Henry put ferns and flowers in a book and pressed them. His friend painted the fence in front of the courthouse, 10 cents. Henry walked on the stone walls. Henry's friend moved the bookcases in Mr. Emerson's study, 15 cents. Henry climbed a tree, 18 miles to Fitchburg. His friend carried water to the cows grazing on the grass in town, 5 cents. Henry made a raft and paddled up the Nashua River. Henry's friend cleaned out Mr. Thoreau's chicken house, or Mrs. Thoreau's chicken house, Henry's mom, 10 cents. Henry crossed a swamp and found a bird's nest in the grass, 12 miles to Fitchburg. His friends carried flour from the mill to the village baker. 20 cents. He's really getting it now. But Henry found a honey tree. Henry's friend ran to the train station to buy his ticket to Fitchburg, 90 cents. Henry jumped into a pond, 7 miles to Fitchburg. His friend sat on the train in a tangle of people. Henry ate his way through a blackberry patch. What sounds better there? Blackberries? Yum. Henry's friend got off the train at Fitchburg Station just as the sun was setting. Henry took a shortcut, 1 mile to Fitchburg. His friend was sitting in the moonlight when Henry arrived. The train was faster. Henry took a small pail from his pack. "I know," he smiled. "I stopped for blackberries." It's pretty nice of Henry to share with his friend, huh? Yeah, that was really nice. So think about all the things Henry got to see on his way to Fitchburg, and we're going to go back and do. And Connie will play while you sing the children's benediction. You can find the lyrics in the back inside cover of your hymnals.
For our embracing meditation today, we have these words from Lynn Unger, an excerpt from Earthworms. Earthworms. Imagine. The only thing that God requires of them is a persistent, wriggling, moving forward, passing the earth through an emotion less like chewing than like song. Everything they encounter goes through them, as if sunsets, drugstore clerks, diesel fumes, and sidewalks were to move through our very centers and emerge subtly different for having fed us, looser somehow, more open to the possibility of life. They say the job of angels is to sing to God in choirs, perhaps. But most jobs aren't so glamorous. Mostly the world depends upon the silent chanting underneath our feet. To every grain that enters, welcome. To I invite you to take a deep breath. Breathe deep the breath of life. Feel below you the earth in its ancient turning. Above you the sky, and beyond that the stars shining with their ancient light, holding you in this moment, this breath, you yourself made of earth and stars. I invite you into this time of meditation, this time of prayer, first by sharing silence together. Spirit of life and love, God and Gaia of 1,000 names and beyond all naming. The world can feel such a mess, such a mixture of incessant news headlines that make us question our faith in humanity, or question our hope for peace, or question our difference, the difference that we can make, what impact we can make for greater justice, for more love. Help us in simple or clean cut that we begin to remember that out of the mess and dirt and dust and mud of this world is how things begin to grow. I invite you to bring the names you're holding in your heart this day, in joy or in sorrow, in celebration or concern, and silently or aloud now in this time to speak their names. For all the names spoken that remain unspoken, may we all be held in love and grace. Amen. These words of meditation are from Emily Dickinson. Some keep the Sabbath going to church. I keep it staying at home. With a bobolink for a chorister and an orchard for a dome, some keep the Sabbath in surplice, but I just wear my wings. And instead of tolling the bells for church, our little sexton sings. To rise in body or spirit as we sing.
Excerpts from This Compost by Walt Whitman. Something startles me where I thought I was safest. I withdraw from the still woods I love. I will not go now on the pastures to walk. Oh, how can it be that the ground itself does not sicken? How can you be alive, you growths of spring? How can you furnish health, you blood of herbs, roots, orchards, grain? Are they not continually putting distempered corpses within you? Is not every continent worked over and over with sour dead? I do not see any of it upon you today, or perhaps I am deceived. Behold this compost, behold it well. Perhaps every mite has once formed part of a sick person. Yet behold, the grass of spring covers the prairies. The bean bursts noiselessly through the mold in the garden. The delicate spear of the onion pierces upward. The apple buds cluster together on the apple branches. The resurrection of the wheat appears with pale visage out of its graves. The newborn of animals appear. Out of its little hill faithfully rise the potato's dark green leaves. Out of its hill rises the yellow maize stalk. The lilacs bloom in the dooryards. The summer growth is innocent and disdainful above all those strata of sour dead. What chemistry, that the cool drink from the well tastes so good, that blackberries are so flavorous and juicy, that when I recline on the grass, I do not catch any disease, though probably every spear of grass rises out of what was once a catching disease. Now I am terrified at the earth. It is that calm and patient. It grows such sweet things out of such corruptions. It turns harmless and stainless on its axis. It gives such divine materials and accepts such leavings from them at last.
I have good news, bad news, and good news today. The good news is the choir is here. The bad news is Austin is gone. The good news is Connie is here. The bad news is the choir is not quite as big as we'd like it to be today because people are off flourishing on their summers. But the good news is we have all of you to join us in the choir today. If you look in your order of service, there's an insert to the song we're going to sing called Good Trouble. And after Reverend Luke spoke early today about the Department of Defense, feeling the need for some good trouble today, so we would like you to join us in this song. I will cue you. We will sing it through once. We've got a few extra verses that we're going to feature Morgan Robertson on. And then you can join us back in, and we'll get it. You won't care what Reverend Luke preaches after this. To make good trouble, to make good trouble, to make good trouble. This day has challenged us to make good trouble, to make this world a better place.
When the world seems lost and torn,
just to make good trouble, to make good trouble, to make good trouble. Our faith has challenged us to make good trouble, to make this world a better. Even more! Our faith has challenged us to make good trouble, to make good trouble, to make good trouble. Our faith has challenged us to make good trouble, to make this world a better place.
Marching far and bound with love, walk this way of life. Joined together we have come to banish hate and strife. Make some noise and spread the word. Change is on the way. Hope is here. We're challenged now. Night has turned to day.
This day has challenged us to make good trouble, to make good trouble, to make good trouble. This day has challenged us to make good trouble, to make this world a better. Softer, our faith. Our faith has challenged us to make good trouble, to make good trouble, to make good trouble. Our faith has challenged us to make good trouble, to make this world a better place. To make this world a better place. To make this world a better place.
Thank you, choir. And thank you, choir. It is true that we are a large tent, progressive, unapologetically liberal in the religious sense church, a good trouble church at our best, finding the right balance of groundedness and agitation to believe in the possibility of the messy work of justice and, see, I can't do it, compost, piles of compost. And the second word that I'll reference today that I often want, underpants. So while my elementary librarian spouse would more readily be comfortable with popular titles like Captain Underpants in a school collection, the quality of such books open to debate, but it's true that underpants doesn't usually feel like a church word, but it can be, and it is today. Hannah Bjorgus, who I shared about not too long ago about urban birds, also has a story about a Soil Your Undies competition. So it seems every year, farmers from across Norway bury a new pair of cotton underpants on their land for a couple of months. She writes, this was not an outbreak of collective madness. Burying a piece of cotton for a few weeks is one way of measuring how healthy your soil is. The more brown and decomposed the underpants become over time, the better of your soil life. What actually breaks down the cotton is, of course, a team of bugs and fungi and bacteria. She heard this announced on the radio and began connecting that to her work in the interconnection of urban areas and natural spaces beyond the either-or of urban and rural and natural. So she did her own process. She said, I buried 9 pairs, 3 in the forest, 3 in my compost bin, 3 in a patch of urban soil under a hedge to lie there for months. The underpants I buried in the compost disappeared in a few weeks, beyond the elastic waistband and polyester label. The ones in the small forests by a subway stop were hard to find, but there too, they had settled comfortably into the soil and almost became part of it. And finally, I rounded the corner to the inner city hedge, which was now covered by artificial grass, tightly surrounded by asphalt, a project I was unaware of. Where were the underpants and the soil? I stood and I looked, and she writes, as if I might find a note from the landscapers informing me about my missing underwear. But she goes on with various research about how even packed urban soil, if left alone for a while, can also rejuvenate itself and slowly come back to life. Mixed in with her stories and studies of underpants and types of soil is a deeper truth of who we are. How our interconnection with the natural world has direct impact on our immune systems, on our mental health, and more. This is what flourishing is about, of soil and of soul. Beyond the over-sanitized, over-chemicaled, over-pristine versions and visions of what the world should be, what we should be, how our lawns or gardens should look, how our speech and actions should feel, what is typical, of what is virtuous, of what makes for a good life, the good life. There's something right underneath us, if we're lucky, reminding us that if it's too tidy and neat, it ain't alive. Like Whitman writes, how can it be that the ground itself does not sicken? How can you be alive, you growths of spring? Behold this compost, what chemistry! The earth brings such sweet things out of corruptions. Or brings life out of death, brings life out of muddy mess. I was struck by his opening lines when he says, something startles me where I thought I was safest, and so I withdraw from the woods I loved. It's like the compost of the soul. To be startled where you thought you were safe or secure, where you thought everything was nailed down, clear, certain, and then something shakes you up, messes things up, startles you awake. Have you had those moments? Certainly you have, in some way. Moments where clarity vanished, or ways of being you thought were certain fell away, or plans you had perfectly laid out were messy at best. And I wonder about it if Henry's friend in the book gained any awareness. I wonder about the differences in the work to earn money and take the train, or hiking the long distance, taking the long, sweeter road, but also who has access to such places and practices. Sometimes it pays to take the long way, even when the culture tells you to be more efficient, but is it more efficient for the soul? How much is it worth to you? For your time, your energy, your passion, to spend it in ways that aren't nourishing to you or meaningful or the community around you? I don't think it's a question of, I have to feel like I'm fully passionate and love every single thing about how I spend my time. That can be its own sense of torment too. So I'll model that for you. I don't love everything about this job. And isn't it odd that I'm really uncomfortable saying that from the pulpit? But it's true that we find our balance of meaning and purpose, and there are things that are hard and difficult and uncomfortable and unpleasant. It's a balance of obligations and joys and systems that we live in. And yet sometimes something startles us into a new direction, or to take stock of what matters most in our life and our collective relationship with all that is around us. Human, soil, air, ancestors, some call it God or spirit or beauty or mystery, that which is beyond just ourselves and calls us toward collective, mutual flourishing. How are you part of the compost? How are you part of the mess that brings life? To be the mixture of blossom and shit. See, I did it. That was hard for me. So perhaps, like a good scientist, Part of the work of the world and the soul is to keep working on our own discernment, to behold the compost of our lives, to know that not everything actually can go into compost. You composters are like, hey, wait a second. Some things will make it toxic and worse. Some things need to be discarded, done away with, or they will bring a type of toxicity to get in the way of flourishing, but to be discerning and careful and compassionate in that. In the balance of carbon and nitrogen, greens and browns that make a compost, some things take a long time to break down, others go quick. To stay mindful of the mixture, that it's messy. To refuse the obsession with productivity and efficiency, with work upon work and tickets and trains, to claim back our own humanity, to know it will be messy, and to know along the way, maybe there will be blackberries. Connie is going to play a little bit of music with us, and I have some worship associates that are going to come and help with a brief ritual. We have these bowls of blackberries. They're going to be here in the center. We invite you to come forward. Carefully, take only one. Don't put your whole hand in the bowl. Be as hygienic as you can. Taste the sweetness in this life and make space for it in your life. We're going to sing Simple Gifts. The choir is going to lead us. Again, I invite you to rise in body or spirit as we sing.
Simple,
invite you as you're comfortable to place a hand over your heart or toward the sky or the earth in gratitude. And hear these words from one of our ancestors. Go yonder, and gather the people. Give them not hell, but courage and hope. Give them something of the love you have found here, and tell all the people that love is our home.